Hey peeps, my name is Daniela, and these are the movies that I watched this month. All of my reviews are linked down below in my letterbox. You can read all of them, and they're more in-depth in my first reactions to most of these movies. So the first movie that I'm going to talk about is Rocks. Rocks is a coming-of-age story on Netflix that I literally loved so much. I give it 4.5 stars only and only because of the ending of the movie, because I didn't like how it ended, but other than that, it was so perfect. I love the whole cast, the whole storyline was everything. I cried so much watching this movie. I haven't cried watching a movie in a very long time. I seriously need everyone to watch this movie. Like, Rocks was just, it was so beautiful. It was just well acted. It's a bunch of like teenage girls, and so like the whole cast was just really great, and it's also like all of them like first time actors. Just I don't want to ruin anything for you, but like watch this movie. I promise you, you won't regret it. It's a great movie. Next is Malcolm and Marie. I gave this movie 3.5 stars, and that was being generous, low-key. I seriously wanted to like this movie. I was so excited for it. I was like, yes, Zendaya, John David Washington, like Stan, let's go. It was not it. It was very awkward because they talked a lot about race and racism and being women and black and all this stuff in Hollywood, and it was a non-black person writing this. So it just made me uncomfortable. They used a lot of big words. He was just emotionally abusive the whole time. It was a really triggering movie as well. It didn't do what they advertised it to do. It didn't. Judas and the Black Messiah. 5 stars. Obviously, I gave it 5 stars because when I tell you acting, when I tell you directing, cinematography, music, scoring, everything. Daniel Kaluuya acted as he always does. Keith Stanfield, he did really great too. I think we need to give him his praise because that was a totally thing for him to do. Dominique Fishback was really the star for me. She was not in it nearly enough for me, but I loved every single scene that she was in. She was just so perfect, and I stand her, rooting for her. I was rooting for her. Like, that's really just the honest truth about it. The last time that we see Daniel in the movie is during the raid, when obviously we know what happens, but they like cut to the shot of just Daniel like sleeping, and there's just something about that shot that was just so beautiful to me. I don't know what it was. Like, he just seemed so like peaceful. I love that that's like the last thing that we see of him. Like, that is what we see. Spoiler alert. I love when he gets out of jail and like she comes and like shows him that she's pregnant, and he's like, that whole scene was just so sweet to me. It was just so sweet. I loved it. I just loved that. I mean, the whole movie is just beautiful. I was triggered and traumatized after watching it, but at the same time, it was a great movie. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. I think awards, specifically for the score as well. Like, I really enjoyed the score, and I think that they need to be Oscars. I smell Oscars. Oscars for the score. Oscars for the score. Yeah. To All the Boys Always and Forever, I gave it 4 stars. Don't come after me. There's a lot of people that didn't like it. After I finished watching it, I said, film Twitter and Letterboxd reviews are gonna be so low for this, and I said, I don't care. I loved it. Also, I reread the book in preparation for this movie. It made me happy. There were a lot of changes that I was like really mad about. The movie was just a perfect ending to the series. Like, it just summed up everything really well. I also like that they added a little epilogue, which wasn't in the book. So, spoiler alert, oh my gosh, oops. It was just really sweet. I loved it. I need a spin-off with Kitty and Day. Also, the scene when Arjun tells Peter that she didn't get into Stanford, and then like his reaction to it was very unexpected because that's not how he reacted in the book. Okay, read the book, because I'm like saying a lot of things that are in the book. So I watched The Photograph. It's with Issa Rae and Lakeith Stanfield. I watched a lot of Lakeith and Daniel Kaluuya this month. Okay. I gave it a 3.5 stars. I wanted to enjoy this movie. Like, everyone said it was boring, and like, it was boring. Issa looked so beautiful in that yellow dress that she was wearing for like a good portion of the movie. I honestly enjoyed the second storyline over the main storyline. Like, Meg, so her mom, I think her mom's name is Christina. Christina's storyline I enjoyed more, also because Daniel from Insecure is in there. He's this young country boy, and I said, I'm enjoying this. I didn't feel chemistry between Lakeith and Issa. That's all I'm gonna say. But I'm still a fan of Issa Rae, still a fan of Nicki, but I'm still rooting for them. I just didn't enjoy it. I do want to say the directing was actually really beautiful. I really liked her directing. Her writing though was just like lackluster. Sorry. Okay, next up, I watched Queen and Slim. Finally, I gave it 3 stars. Honestly, I didn't hate it as much as everyone else did. Like, I thought that Daniel and Jody had chemistry personally. Maybe I'm wrong, but I felt something there. I think the directing was really, really great though. Like, I enjoyed it, but I had a lot of problems with this movie. Specifically the ending of the movie. I'm not gonna say it, but I just wish it didn't get that way. Queen always being the one getting hurt really annoyed me because it's like, why are we having black women getting hurt always? She's the one that gets shot. She's the one that dislocates her shoulder when they jump out the window. She's the one that gets first. Why are we putting black women in harm's way all the time? I don't understand. Slim was misogynistic quite often, and his remarks in there was really annoying me. That whole protest slash love scene was just very odd. Okay, I'm gonna spoil the ending, so spoiler alert. Okay, so the ending when they're like, they have almost made it to Cuba. They are just one plane ride away. Why couldn't they make it to Cuba? There was no need for it to end in tragedy. It didn't need to end that way. I'm just mad. I was also traumatized and triggered after watching that movie because I didn't know. I was surprised I didn't know the ending of the movie. Before everything happened, I liked it. I also really liked Jodie's acting. Like, I want to see her in more. She's a potential main star. I personally believe so. Minari. It was just such a beautiful movie. Like, it seriously was so good. I gave it 4.5 stars. Only because I thought it was just too slow. Like, it went on for a little bit too long for my liking. It was slowly paced. But other than that, I loved it. Alan, Kim, my little star David, I need to see him more. Like, I need to see him more. He was so good. He was so cute. And then his relationship with grandma was just, it was so, I loved it. I loved it. The mom and dad, their dynamic was so interesting to watch. And I really, really loved their scene in the hospital when they were waiting for the results for David, and then also outside of the hospital, because that was just really like intense. I need the actress who plays Anne to be like award nominations right now. Okay, I messed up the mom's name and the daughter's name. So Monica is the mom, Anne is the daughter. So just redact that from the files from what I said before. It was Monica, not Anne. And the daughter and Monica the mom, that scene outside of grandma's room after, spoiler alert, something happens, that scene started, like, I started crying. Like, it was just so, it was so sweet, and I just loved it. Everyone needs to go watch this movie. Oscar nominations everywhere, because they deserve it. Uncut gems. I gave it 3.5 stars. It was just so chaotic. Like, it was so chaotic. And I didn't know what was going on in the movie for majority of the time. I still don't know what happened. Like, I still don't understand the way that it ended. I really like the cast, though. Like, Adam Sandler, Idina Menzel, Julia Fox, Lakeith was in that, too. I literally watched so much Lakeith and Daniel this month. What is happening? The movie itself, I'm just confused on. I was just anxious the whole time. The directing was so chaotic. It was just so chaotic. I couldn't keep up with anything. That ending. Theories of what that means, but I don't even know. Like, I seriously have no clue what that ending was. Rapid fire movies. First off, the first movie I watched this month was United States versus Billie Holiday. Do not watch this movie. It was just terrible. I'm sorry. I gave it 2 stars. It was just really bad. I need Trayvon Rhodes' manager to get him into better movies. Like, his career should have picked up after Moonlight, it didn't, and I need y'all to work on that. Not only was this movie triggering because there's lynched black people in this movie constantly being shown, it was just bad. The costume design was really pretty. I think the production design was pretty cool too. I rewatched P.S. I Still Love You before Always and Forever came out because I wanted to, like, be prepared, and it honestly wasn't as bad as I remember it being. I loved throughout the whole series the color choices and the pops of color. Like, it was just such a colorful series, and I really loved it. Jordan Fisher was really, I enjoyed him. That scene when he was playing the piano for Lara Jean, I love that scene. It wasn't as good as the first one, but it was still a good movie. That's what I think. Okay, next I watched Monsoon on Netflix, and the timeline lied. I gave it 2 stars because everyone's like, oh my gosh, it's this cute love story, blah, 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 blah. No, it wasn't. I gave it 2 stars solely for Henry Goldie because I love him. But he didn't even speak in the movie. Like, I didn't know what his name was. It was just a big disappointment. Yeah, I watched Cinderella on Disney Plus. It's the one with Moesha and Whitney Houston. It is the best Cinderella. Point blank period. There's no other way to explain it. I didn't rank it because I've actually watched it before. I watched it as a kid and I remember really loving it. But then never seen it again. So I'm excited that it's on streaming websites and that little beautiful black girls get to watch it as kids and get to see themselves as Cinderella. Watch that movie, it's really cute. I watched I Care a Lot. I guess it's kind of an unpopular opinion, but I didn't enjoy it. I gave it 2.5 stars. It was trying so hard to be a girl boss movie and it just wasn't doing it for me. It just wasn't good. Like, it was just very lackluster. I'm sorry, I've been using that word a lot. The cast was really cool though. I like the ending though. I think it was deserved. Those are all the movies that I watched in the month of February. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I got so many comments on my last one and I want to see what y'all are picking for this one too. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day. Don't forget to wear a mask. Bye.